Hey everybody, I'm Kevin. I'm one of the case managers at CAPS. This is Harley. She's one of my babies. Really briefly, what being a case manager means is, in a large part, helping students get connected to resources, both on and off of campus, that feel most helpful and in meeting the needs that students present with at CAPS. Especially when those needs can't be met by CAPS specifically, or if um, someone else outside of CAPS could more effectively meet those needs. So the real, I guess, main reason I'm making this video is to kind of talk about and share about my personal experience with kind of navigating everything that's going on with COVID-19 and the quarantine, the isolation. I think it's been difficult on everybody. Um, and as part of a CAPS initiative, I wanted to share what it's been like for me and how I'm coping with it. Um, I think the biggest thing I've noticed is an underlying sense of anxiety. And I think it relates to this fear of how this could possibly impact my family, my kids, my partner, our families, and just really feeling out of control, like just feeling like I have no control. And because of that, I noticed myself really grasping for control in my daily life in really small things. So how my expectations for myself, my kids, my partner, my fur babies, and so as a consequence of that, I've noticed myself being a good bit more irritable lately, a good bit more anxious because I understand that the more I attempt to control things, I think inevitably my things are not going to go as I expect, or things are not going to go, things are not going to always go by the set of rules that I have laid out in my mind how they should go. Um, and so what happens is when things don't, when I have this really rigid sense of control and rigid set of expectations, when things don't go my way, I notice myself becoming more and more irritable. And along with that, because I have this expectation of myself to take care of others around me and almost be this sense of like calmness in a storm and kind of protect those I care about, I've noticed that that irritability obviously impacts my relationships and my connections with others, and so then I enter into this cycle of shame. Um, and if it, depending on how I attend to that and how I engage with myself, I can become really entrenched in that cycle of shame. And what I found to help cope with that what helps me the most is really being intentional about just pausing when I'm noticing those things and taking a moment to sit with myself, and be really intentional about sitting myself in a compassionate and accepting way and allowing myself to be human. Because I know for me, um, like many of us, I have certain rules about what is acceptable and what's not in terms of emotions and behaviors. And irritability, I think, is one of those kind of quote unquote bad emotions. And I have to remind myself there are not any bad or good emotions. And I'm just experiencing a normal human thing. And so, one of the things that has helped me most with that and that I practice every day, some days better than others, is just giving myself some grace and pausing, noticing what's going on for me in my mind, in my body, little mindfulness practice, and trying to shift from more self-criticism and judgment to more curiosity about what's happening with me and more compassion and acceptance, and really allowing myself to feel how I'm feeling in a non-judgmental way, and allowing myself to just process things in a way that's not as judgmental, and that's been really helpful for me. I know this is hard on everyone. Everyone has different ways of coping. There's no right or wrong way. I would say, I guess, to end things, that I just hope that in this, that that we can all have these moments of giving ourselves just a little bit of grace and compassion and allowing ourselves to kind of exist as human beings.